If you're looking for the best car phone mount, here's a list you must see. We made this list based on our personal preference and sorted it based on the features, prices, quality, durability, and reputation of the manufacturers and customer feedback. Also, we've included options for every type of customer. So let's get started. At the first position of our list, we have Mpow Car Phone Mount. The Mpow employs a cradle and pinch style design that was very secure in both mounting to the vent and holding the phone in place. While it is more complex to set up than most other models tested, we still found it reasonably intuitive. It is simple to operate with one hand and among the most secure of the mounts we tested. It tolerated us pulling out on it well. We love the smooth releasing action of the wings, which open up at the touch of a button, and how well they clamp down to secure your phone in place. The build quality overall of the Mpow feels superior to other vent mounts we tested, and seems up to the task of providing you with a phone mount for years to come. The main downside to this model is that the bottom support can potentially limit your cord interface. You should be able to look at your phone in the bottom brackets and assess whether a key port could be blocked. Moving on to the next at number 2 with Maxboost Car Mount. The Maxboost magnetic air vent gives you 2 vent mounts at an incredible price. It held its own in all metrics among the products we tested with similar designs. Setup is quick and straightforward, just slip the mount onto the vent and you're good to go. The beautiful part of having multiple mounts included is that it's easy to transition from car to car if you are part of a multi-car family. If you're not, you can slip the other mount into your carry-on and be ready when you get to a rental car. The main downside with this mount, and all mounts of similar design, is that phones can spin upside down on the magnet or even fall off. This is largely dependent on how big your phone is and where you place the magnet. If the magnet isn't centered on the case, there's a decent chance the phone will spin on bumpy terrain. At first, the mount also tends to slide out from the vent when removing the phone. This issue can be largely resolved by sliding the phone off the mount rather than pulling it straight out. It's also important to keep in mind that both of those drawbacks apply to every car vent phone mount with a similar design. The number 3 position is held by Scosche MagicMount Pro Universal. Not interested in an end mount, and don't mind the mount being semi-permanent? The Scosche MagicMount Pro Dash mount is your choice. Yes, you have stick it to your dash with the included adhesive. Yes, you also need to add a magnetic plate to your phone or case. If you don't mind these 2 things, this mount is straightforward to use and the most secure of all the magnetic car phone mounts. The integrated cable management is straightforward and a nice feature if you want it. If you don't, it can disappear. This model is also the most flexible when it comes to deciding where you want to mount it. The adhesive section's footprint is fairly small, at just 2.1 inches long and 1.2 inches wide, and provides many mounting options. This is the least bulky car phone mount we tested, and those who would prefer something sleek and unassuming rather than a bulky mount will love this option. As with any semi-permanent mount, it isn't easy to move it around or swap it between cars. When you want to remove it, you will need to track down some new adhesive. Next at number 4 we have iOttie Easy 1 Touch 4 Air Vent Mount. Although the setup is more complicated than other vent mount options, the threaded pinch mechanism offers the most secure interface. That threaded pinch mechanism is also employed to lock in the swivel mount, although this makes it much harder to adjust. Once you find a viewing angle you like, it is much more secure and stable to touch. Putting the phone in may also be a little more complicated than with other mounts, but it becomes second nature with time. The wings stay open when it's not in use, then release to pinch the phone into place when you push the phone against the mount. This mount's bulk makes it a bit of an eyesore when the phone is not mounted, but the same bulk adds some protection to prevent your phone from overheating on those cold days when the heater is blasting. The number 5 position is held by iOttie Easy 1 Touch 4 Dash and Windshield Mount. More than any other mount, this one allows you to put the phone exactly where you like it. The suction cup provides a lot of versatility for mounting positions on your windshield or dashboard. However, be aware that suction cup mounts on your windshield are illegal in some states. This mount is one of the most stable models that we tested, keeping your phone steady throughout your drive. Due to its adjustable nature, setup is a little more involved. The pinching mechanism on both iOttie models is complex. They operate with a button on the inside of the mount when the phone is pushed into the mount. That button is depressed, and the wings pinch the phone. At first, removing the phone feels a little insecure, but it becomes second nature with continued use. We couldn't get the suction mount to stick to some dashboards, especially cars with pebbled or sloped surfaces. This mount also has many moving parts and feels to be made of cheap plastic material. Our reviewers did not love all the excess screws and hinges and buttons and clamps of this mount, but once it is set up and out of the way, feels more manageable to deal with. The number 6 position is dominated by Loncaster car phone holder. Our reviewers love the Loncaster car phone holder for its simplicity. With no moving parts, no messing with adjustments, and hoping your phone will stay in place, this phone holder will make you breathe easy. With a sticky adhesive bottom, the silicone cradle mounts easily on your dashboard, is unobtrusive, and keeps your phone at a perfect viewing angle with its charging port accessible. Since it doesn't rely on a cradle suspended by a small vent or dash attachment, this phone mount can easily accommodate bigger and heavier phones without having to worry it will fall over. Because there are no moving parts, it couldn't be easier to use with one hand, simply placing or removing your phone from its secure rubber groove. The only downside we can see regarding this phone holder is that it can only accommodate phones in a horizontal orientation, and there is no way to adjust the viewing angle. Although the slightly tilted angle of the cradle is more than adequate for daily use, the manufacturer states that the sticky rubber bottom can be cleaned and reused, but we are skeptical of how long the adhesive will truly last. But so far, it has managed to survive hot days sitting in the sun without losing its adhesion, and overall we are quite pleased by the simplicity and performance of this product. Moving on to the next at number 7 with Beam Electronics Universal Smartphone Car Air Vent Mount. The Beam Electronics mount setup is fairly easy and similar to the Mpow, but slightly less intuitive. The mount offers 2 different locking positions for different thicknesses. The mount is very stable to the touch, and we didn't observe it slipping off the vent during use. The cradle pinch design makes it easy to mount the phone with one hand. Taking the phone out can be a bit slow compared to some of the other offerings, but it feels more secure and less likely to drop the phone. The cradle design also reduces the likelihood of your phone overheating if the heater is on. The bottom supports to the cradle are not adjustable, which can be an issue for phones with headphone jacks or off-center charging ports. While it can tighten onto a vent, one small gripe we had during installation is that the adjustments are on either side of the center. This means that if you flip the switch in the wrong direction, you have to go all the way back across to achieve the desired tightness. The number 8 position is held by Penom Car Phone Mount Universal Air Vent. The build quality is excellent on this phone mount. Its completely metal construction inspires confidence that this phone mount will be with you for years to come, and it is the only mount in our testing to feature these materials. It also has a spring-loaded mechanism that pinches the vent to increase its stability while keeping installation easy. It can also swivel to accommodate different viewing angles. Like most vent mount phone holders, this model is still susceptible to phone overheating. The metal construction also makes the Penom a little heavy for some vents, making it prone to falling out of the vent. Next at number 9, we have Kenu Airframe Pro. The Kenu uses a spring-loaded clamp, like the Penom, to attach to a car vent. This enhances its stability and makes it harder to accidentally remove. At the same time, it remains quick and easy to put on the vent. Once installed, the spring-loaded phone interface is easy to operate with one hand and offers the ability to adjust the viewing angle with a swivel. In touch stability, it placed in the middle of the pack. The simple design does have some weaknesses. The biggest one we found is that on rougher roads, the clamp tends to lose its grip on the phone and suddenly, you're in a potentially dangerous situation. Finally, the number 10 position is dominated by Scosche MagicMount Pro VNT. With its small size, the Scosche MagicMount Pro VNT is easy to install. It's ideal for slipping into a pocket of your carry-on, then putting it on the vent of your rental car. It has a removable facade that you can change between black and silver to better match your car's interior, removing the phone with a twisting motion made for a clean release 80% of the time. The other 20% of the time, the mount slipped out of the vent. Results will vary depending on your vent's thickness, which is similar to the situation with all other non-clamping vent-mounted phone holders we tested. That's all for today. We upload tech product review videos every single day, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for the upcoming video notification.